Hello, welcome to the show where two film nerds talk about media and put it out in media form.
I'm Trace.
I'm Van Erdman.
And thanks for listening, and welcome to the first mini-sode of Media About Media.
Today we're going to discuss the best horror movies of the last decade.
Originality in Hollywood.
And experimentality in film.
So, my Sir Van, what do you think is the best horror movie of the last decade?
I would have to say Invisible Man, but it's been a bit since I've actually watched any horror movies. Like, I really only got into them about 2017.
Well, I'm at the same time, but I watched a lot of horror movies. Mostly the old ones, but like we're talking about the last decade here. So I would say Invisible Man as well. It did a very good job modernizing a very old concept. I think they made the last like Invisible Man movie in like 2006, and that's technically The Hollow Man. Have you seen that one?
I've not.
Kevin Bacon, everybody.
Kevin Bacon? Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon.
Well, personally, I did enjoy Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That one was one that came out in 2018, PG-13.
Yeah, it's a monster horror, almost paranormal.
A little bit, yeah.
I, myself, am a fan of body horror and Del Toro's work, which he did work on that film a bit. Like A Shape of Water. There was some pretty good effects in there. Hellboy, especially. And what else? Pan's Labyrinth. That was some great effects on there.
Yeah, I liked the makeup design they had for some of the characters was pretty interesting. Like, they did a good job of taking what they had from the book and making it cohesive with the story.
And like making it kind of scary because I don't want to be absorbed by a fat woman.
Right. Yeah, that was cool. It was well done.
But like most of the CGI just felt off because of how many practical effects they tried to use.
I'm pretty sure a lot of that is just like, I don't know. The word would have to be like, pretty sure a lot of those effects that like a lot of that adds to the horror for me. Like if you have like weird looking effects, it adds to the horror. Like it had some like pretty, interesting effects that like were, they didn't look right almost. Like when he jumps out of the projector, it was like, this looks weird, but it added to that horror aspect. And the one where he Pennywise runs out of the river. I laughed at the part when he goes like up to Ben's like in the basement looking at water or like the basement that's flooded and looking for Georgie, and then Georgie turns into Pennywise and he starts running up at Ben and goes like legit just goes at him, and I was just like laughing in the theater.
Yeah, I didn't find it that very it's the actors who definitely pull it off for sure. It. Like Bill Skarsgård, like it created a whole generational wave for him. People love him now. I don't even know who he was before it.
No, I don't think anyone did.
Same thing for Tom Holland, basically.
Yeah, let's not dive into that. That's a different topic.
That's a different
topic for another episode.
Episode 2.
Oh yeah, Tom Holland. Ooh, movie. It 2. Speaking of it, like the first thing I noticed about it 2, we watched the first one right beforehand. If you did that, you probably noticed how repetitive both movies were.
Mm-hmm.
It 2 was the same exact movie, just longer and copied and pasted from It 1.
Well, you kind of can say that about the mini-sode too.
Yeah, no, the what's it? I mean, it makes sense because the book kind of goes back and forth between both areas in the like it goes back and forth. It doesn't just do one, just the kids and then just the adults. It goes back and forth between them.
Yeah, and well, of course, I'm glad they took out a few things from the book, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
A bunch of 11-year-olds doing.
Yep.
I love you all.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, it too had some good moments, but it could just be the fact that I went from 11 or 12 watching it to 16 or 15. So that's a big difference.
Yeah, and I feel like, speaking of it, speaking of it, like it's like a remake, obviously, like of an old concept. And
yeah, where was the turtle? Where's the turtle?
Yeah, I feel like there's even like the best horror movies, like Get Out and Us, were like kind of like the only original parts.
I wouldn't even say that those were horror. Those are more thriller.
Yeah,
I
more
didn't
thriller.
See Us, but I saw Get Out, and that was more thriller than horror.
Us was definitely more of a horror movie, in my opinion. But like those were kind of the most original ones. And The Invisible Man and they're kind of just remakes of old concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's a new like wave, kind of, certainly.
I do have to add though, I do think they did pretty well with them.
Yeah, but
But
it's
there's
just
definitely a lot of movies that don't do well with remakes.
Friday the 13th. Anybody?
Literally any Disney live action remake.
Yes.
I mean, Cruella was nice because it was original. I haven't seen it, but like at least it's not like it's taking a character and expanding on it.
So they glorified the dog killer.
Yeah, they made it different. I'm pretty sure that they made her like they didn't show any dog killing or anything, and it was like she did it because of family reasons and she was like abused or something. Kind of like Maleficent, how they were like, oh, here's how it actually happened. And it's like her true love kiss to Sleeping Beauty saved her, not the prince.
I don't like that.
It was a lot like Frozen, you know. It's like true love can thaw a frozen heart.
But they're sisters. You can. Oh my God,
Yeah,
sweet home.
No, but that's. Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, Maleficent. That was again interesting because they took a story and changed it. But when you're just doing remakes, Lion King
Is definitely one. I definitely know Aladdin wasn't too well.
Aladdin. Okay, I'm one of the few that actually enjoyed Aladdin. Like I don't enjoy. Like I would have much rather seen Jack Black as the genie compared to Will Smith.
Yeah.
But I get why. Yeah, I get why they did Will Smith because he looks good, and Jack Black.
Are you saying Jack Black doesn't look good?
He looks good, but like they're gonna, you know, genie's supposed to be muscular and stuff, and like they can't make a cartoon, like they can't make a live action Belly, you know, look as good, like see him as a not appealing. But
Are you saying Jack Black can't get jacked?
he's actually in the process of getting jacked. Like
Well,
he's working out.
I mean, yeah, he I think he would be like pretty looking good as jacked. They could call him Jacked Black.
Jacked Black. Kung Fu Panda's got a whole new name. Watch Jack Black like get jacked, and then like in the next like 2 years,
He's go right back.
they're gonna make a live action Kung Fu Panda similar. Oh my god!
Oh, if they do that.
Speaking of remake, Cats.
Oh no, that's a play. It doesn't count.
No, but it's still something unoriginal that they turned into a movie.
I mean, yeah.
So not a remake, but it's definitely not original.
Anything with James Corden in it is gonna fail.
His role legit was just like they combined the two most annoying comedians on screen. Rebel Wilson, yeah. But like, you put both those annoying comedians next to each other, and it's just so annoying because you have. Oh, I'm not.
I'm the magical Mostopheles.
I'm James Corden. Like,
No, I'm
and then
Rebel Wilson.
and then
They're
have-
both English.
and you have, I'm Rebel Wilson, and like, just they're just both really annoying. Like, they're not funny. Like, they tried,
Rebel Wilson's a little fun.
but okay, it's not like they're not funny, right? They're just. I think they're overrated as comedians. Did you watch the live action Lion King?
I did not. I don't really care for it. I didn't care for the original.
I didn't either. I was one of the few that probably didn't like I'm one of the few that doesn't really like the Lion King because it's Hamlet too with lions. And you know, it's like I'm not disrespecting Shakespeare's work or anything, but Lion King.
My sir, the
it's
queen
like-
is dead.
I don't think the music is really that good. I mean, like it's okay. But it was definitely overplayed throughout my childhood though, because like every time you would go to Disney, and then there's like this one ride that had it had like all the Disney princesses, and then no, it was like a 4D experience, and like you would like get water spray or like mist sprayed on you, and then like like the sound was like over the top and everything, and like the cork would like go, and then they'd spray like air under your eyes. It was like this really cool experience, but like every time the I just can't wait to be king would play, and the song is
Not good.
So overplayed.
Well, I don't understand Disney adults how they do it. How they watch the movie every time. They're like, I cried at the beginning when the circle of life started. It's like, how? It's like so repetitive at this point.
Yeah, art. It's pretty. Wow, didn't know.
Every time I watch it, stop watching it.
Yeah, it's just, people that are like, oh, I cried when Mufasa died. It's like, he's in there for 15 minutes.
Dad.
And then, like, at least, there's a bit of a reaction in the cartoon, but then you go to the remake and it's just like,
Father.
no, like, it's not even the voice actors, it's just the face. Like, there's no, I don't know what they were thinking, but it's really cool, right? Because it's, like, updated in today's age, because it's like, before we drew things, and now we do all the CGI. And it looked incredible for, like, it looked real, and I'm pretty sure that's what they were trying to get at. But, that's all that was enjoyable about it. And the movie itself, like, the pacing, everything was just so... And then there was, like, one part that was kind of funny, but it still was screwed up because the pacing was, all over the place. Like, they made a reference to Beauty and the Beast.
Why?
Because it was funny. Because they're like, oh, we need a diversion before we intrude Pride Rock. It's not Pride Rock, is it?
Fraggle Rock.
Is it?
No.
No, I was like, I don't know. The place in the beginning that they see overlook everything.
Ever seen Fraggle Rock?
No.
It's like this, like a bunch of puppets, like just like all in this cave system. It's like kind of creepy at the same time, but it's also kind of cool. And like they always try to go to the real world. And this one like big like guy in a suit is like, I want it, and then he goes like tries to steal them and kidnap them. Mama, Dada, look! It's like a man's voice, and it's like it's some of the creepiest stuff. And like I think it gave me nightmares, but I loved it. I don't know why.
Huh. Yeah.
The song was bopping though. The theme song. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you exactly what they were thinking whenever they like made this. Man, we're gonna get a lot of money from the Disney fans.
Well, yeah, that's. I mean, you have to make money off of movies, so why not do remakes?
Disney just like
do what people already enjoy or did enjoy and feel their nostalgia.
Yeah, Disney is just full of like they're filling up. They're filling up the theaters.
No, I'm surprised they're not like a. They are, seconds away from being considered a monopoly, because they could buy out the entire film industry. They could. No, I'm not even kidding. They could literally buy out the entire film industry. But because they're their own separate companies, but Disney owns them.
Mm-hmm.
So like Fox can put out a movie, but Disney still owns Fox. But Fox can put out a movie. It's like so screwed up because it should be considered a monopoly, but because of the fact that it's like, oh no, we let you do your own stuff. You just are owned by us, so we control a few of the things that you do. Not everything, but we control most of the stuff.
Which definitely takes out a lot of control in people's movies.
The Star Wars movies are like a perfect example. Hey, we're also going to be talking about money in film. The business is, but like for sure, like, the Star Wars movies are a perfect example of why you shouldn't have such a large umbrella. And like, because those movies were supposedly so bad, not because of who directed them, but because of who wrote them and who were the head of the production team and stuff like that. Like, I guarantee you Disney had something to do with it and not just Lucasfilm. Because was Lucasfilm even involved? Because George Lucas was like, no, that's not canon. Like,
yeah, he retconned that stuff.
Came out and said, no, that's not canon.
Why would that be canon?
No, I don't even know.
Well, let me think of the word here. What is the word here?
Those are also remakes, though. In a sense, because it's just building off of unoriginality. And literally, the first thing that my parents said when they walked out of the theater after watching the Rise of Skywalker. No, it's not Rise of Skywalker. It's the first one, the 7. The first thing they said after they came out of watching Star Wars 7 was, "Oh, it's the Force Awakens."
There we go.
First thing they came out of saying it was like, "Yeah, it was just the first. It was just the first one."
But different, because there's a woman in it.
Because the first one had a woman in it. And Leia.
As the main character.
As main character, yeah. I mean, and then Finn was just tossed aside. Like, but I thought Finn was gonna have a big role. I was really hyped because it was like Finn was like a really cool character. Like I liked his character a lot.
Rey could have a potential too, but they did nothing with her.
No, they just said, "Oh yeah, you're really powerful. Let's have you work with Luke Skywalker."
All right, cool. I'm Rey Skywalker.
I do need to rewatch the second one because I heard that the stuff they did with Luke and Rey was okay. It was just the side story that completely killed the plot, which was with Finn and then that Rose girl that they just decided to introduce.
So what, Flyboy?
Was that a line from the movie?
It's a line from one of the movies where it's like
Probably the prequels.
No.
Probably
No.
the prequels.
There's like I can't remember the names of it. It was like that girl with the pink hair. Like she doesn't tell anyone her plans.
I'm thinking. It should come to me, but it's not. Oh,
yeah.
The headmaster of everything.
And then she didn't tell him at all.
Yeah, Poe. They didn't tell Poe, right?
Yeah,
that's his name. That was also a good character that they just kind of threw to the side.
Yeah, I want to see more of Poe, but like, he's like
that's a guy who needs a spin-off series. Not.
They didn't try. Like, there's like they wanted to go on the headmaster side, but like it's her fault. She didn't tell him. She trusted nobody, and like that's why he had to do that. I understand his motivation. What's her motivation?
I don't know. I think it was like power or something. Like, because Leia was. I was like really shocked though that Leia didn't die in the second one. Or like the second
Force.
sequel.
She has the Force.
I know. That was the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Which she like the ship blows up or something, and then Leia like gets tossed out into space, frozen and cold, and lives, and then just uses the Force to get like in full ice. No gravity, sure, but she just uses the Force and gets back into the ship. No harm. Like.
Yeah, no hypothermia. Her head didn't almost explode.
I was like, oh, they're going to kill her off right now, right? Nope.
It'd be an awesome way to kill her off, though.
It would.
Like, it would be a surprise. Like,
yeah, exactly. Well, that's the whole reason he had her live. Because Rian Johnson was like, I'm going to subvert your expectations. You know, it's not good. And then, what's his face? The guy who plays Luke Skywalker. I should really know his name, but I don't.
You know what gets me the most? Whenever, like, good characters die really quickly. Like... I've seen before. I remember.
Well, Chewie should have died. That would have really like been nice to see. Because like when I did think
Chewie should have died. I hated him. He was an awful.
Okay, I meant in 9 because it was like it came out of nowhere, and I was like, oh, and then he comes back, and it's like, oh, he was on the other ship, and I was just like, oh, come on, you had me there, and now you're just like, oh no, like, but if he would have actually died, that would have made a lot of impact. It would have. Like made fans angry, but I feel like it would have, not been a predictable mess. It was.
Oh, like whenever a character dies quickly, going back to that. I remember this one scene from like this Devilman OVA. You know where Devilman is? No. Okay. you'll look back in editing, but
yeah, probably.
There's this one scene where this character, this little brother character, he's not like very prominent, but like I still grow to like love him. And what happens is, spoiler alert, by the way, this whole thing's a spoiler alert.
Okay.
Where he gets shot in the head by an arrow, dies instantly. Like, it was like, I was shocked. Like, my eyes were like, what?
Yeah.
What? Because, like, I remember, like, there's, like, another, like, thing later on, like, Netflix has another, like, show on it. Like, a real remix. And I saw, like, oh, he has a different death than that. Where he gets shot, like, to death because he turns into a devil man. But like whenever I saw that, like, oh no.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever really seen a movie where a character dies too quickly. But I've never really seen like a movie that has killed off a main character that's like complete, like unless it was like at the end, which like Tony Stark and Marvel and stuff, which is a whole nother concept.
Speaking of the end, we have a time limit to do.
Oh, we do have a time limit. That's right. Yeah. Well, thank you for watching Media About Media, our first mini-sode, and probably actually not last episode because inspiration, wahoo.
This was too fun.
Yeah. Thank you for watching. Look forward to seeing you on our next episode, episode 2, where we talk about insert title here. Wow, awesome.
Holy moly!
Wow, we're so cool. Like, whoa. Thank you. Bye-bye.